Hangout is live.
Oh,
Fine time for a burp. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new game. Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, a campaign I'm calling the West Road Gateway. I expect it to be a lively one, taking place in the relatively civilized kingdom of Chaldea and the
less civilized.
I was going to say,
action-packed.
I was looking for a more polite way of saying balls out, which really bodes ill for my GMing for this set, doesn't it?
Not at all.
Okay.
Somewhat less civilized wasteland.
Yes.
It's not a wasteland. It's just less lush than the areas which have a higher population to the east and west.
And moisture.
Yes.
And can't forget the moisture.
Of plants as well.
It's fine. Everything's
Well,
fine.
The wasteland has plants here and there. You can usually find enough forage to feed your horses.
Yeah.
But not all of you might have horses. Let's see. The characters we have at the table today, reading in order as I see them in front of me. Let's see. Argyle, human wizard, who probably lives right in the Nellforge area. For the new viewers, which would be all of you, Nellforge is the primary city on the westernmost edge of the Kingdom of Chaldea, which butts up against the West Road, a peculiar artifact wending its way through 480 or so miles of otherwise parched desert and scrublands.
It's a nice place.
It can be. Oh, speaking of the wasteland, we have two characters from there, I believe. One is Thagak Watson, a half-orc, and one of the from one of the horse tribes out in the wasteland. And well, now, James, I haven't received a full character from you yet, I believe. Could you introduce your character?
Oh, bam, I did. I sent you the link last night. I uploaded the PDF. I thought I shared it with you, but maybe I'll try that again. My character.
By what means?
Via Google. Let me do the thing again then. I'll share again. Oh, it says shared with David Wood. Oh, look at that.
Okay, well, there that is. Now, all I have to do is find where it was shared with me.
I'll be right back.
Here, I'll post the link
in the meantime, yeah, a link would be nice. Let's see, where is it coming up? Oh, there that is.
You thought I forgot about you, didn't you?
Well, I was a little concerned.
No. I got stuff finished last night. Made the last little fiddly decisions.
Yeah. Now we didn't get a. Now let's see. So tell me a little more about Tessa.
Aside from the fact that the second E is silent, what would you like to know about her?
Well, okay. Obviously, since I even got the name wrong, everything.
Oh, okay.
I came crazy prepared. I even have a player's handbook of my very own.
Yes.
Okay, so James's character.
Well, similar to the name who's, I forget, Thagak? Anyhow, from one of the horse tribes as well. That's my barbarian character. Specifically the Soaring Hawk clan, because guess what? I'm one of the totem barbarians. Because cool. In particular, Tess would be adventuring to prove her worth to one of the other clans that's kind of a rival. And hence the need for glory and adventure. There's a little love interest thing going on, so.
That is an impressive armor class, by the way.
Yes. That is the decision I decided to go. More dex and constitution and shield. Slightly less strength than what you might normally see out of a barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm expecting other people, perhaps, to bring a little bit more damage.
Right. Bearing in mind that the entire party everybody is connected consists of a wizard, sorcerer, bard, ranger, barbarian, and did I mention the sorcerer?
You mentioned a sorcerer. I don't know if you
Okay.
mentioned the same one.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, wizard. Oh, druid. That was the one I missed.
Druid. You
Yeah.
keep forgetting about me.
Yeah.
Are you
I know.
trying not to mention me because every single time I get to play a druid, it only lasts for like maybe 2 sessions?
You heard it here, folks. Expect a heart attack from me in the next 5 sessions.
No.
Oh, look at James trying not to jinx me. That's adorable.
I don't believe in jinxing.
So I think Emmy, your character's name came up briefly, but I think it went by too quickly for me to remember it.
I sent an email. I emailed you the character sheet today.
Okay, I don't think I've checked my email today, so let me get on that in just a moment. Yeah.
It was like
Kung Fu fighting?
40 minutes ago,
No.
I think. I sent it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I might have been struggling with certain aspects of my connection at the time, or just not having email open.
Her name is Saria Elquin.
So we have an Argyle, a Saria, a Tess, and a Thagak.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since it's apparently one of the significant things in D&D, what races are we dealing with? Is also or did
Okay. Going more into detail, we have a human wizard, human barbarian, half-elf druid, half-orc bard.
There are others who are not currently with us.
We are currently missing a dragonborn ranger and a halfling sorceress.
So it's the half-orc bard, right?
Half-orc bard.
right?
And the half-elven druid.
I need the bard because I need someone to record my awesome tales of bravery.
Yeah.
Right.
Present them later in song form.
Yes, bards are very important.
Okay, now
Well,
I
yeah.
have this strange image of Tess sort of standing around looking for trouble, noticing the bard is straying away, and then racing back into his field of view, and then looking for more trouble, just so when something happens, he's there to document it.
Yes, perfect. Look at this amazing thing I'm about to do.
As soon
See
as
those
it
5
happens.
goblins over there?
Any minute now.
So,
The 2 instruments I always carry with me: a lute and bagpipes.
Oh, gonna be popular.
Yes. Well, one way or another. What was it Peter Schickley said about sound balance with instruments? He said when the bagpipes are playing, you can't hear anything else. On the other hand, the lute is a soft instrument that you can't hear it if there's another instrument in the room with it, whether it's playing or not.
I don't know if that's true. I doubt it. A well-played bagpipe is a wonderful instrument.
Oh, yeah.
It can
Played
perfectly
properly.
work with others.
The definition of a well-played bagpipe is 2.5 miles away. Nelforge isn't exactly a small town, but you could probably hear a well-placed bagpipe across its length. If you're high enough.
Mm-hmm.
Which, speaking of high...
In what sense?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well...
Uh-oh. That's a segue if I ever heard one.
Well, I'm just trying to get into actual play here, getting you a bunch interacting with yourselves, each other, and the environment. I suppose interacting with yourselves is kind of redundant, or proof by identity. Anyway, I'm envisioning some sort of general gathering on Wagon Row, which is that road that runs clean through Nelforge from one end to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Has markets, bunch of inns, bunch of trading companies, warehouses, all along its length. So practically anywhere on there you can buy stuff. And there is a portion of Wagons Row just north of Resico's Tangle, which, as I mentioned, is the very, well, aesthetically neat, but structurally unkempt neighborhood of magic users of questionable responsibility. That is sort of hanging off of one end of Academy Row, or Academy Circle, pardon me. And as I expect that Argyle would be from Academy Circle and might occasionally need other things beside books and spell components, he might wander his way up to the inns and such on Wagon Row.
That might very well be.
Mm-hmm. Keeping Saria in tone in order to get her more acclimated to dealing with humans.
Yay.
Just getting used to dealing with humans in a long I come.
Okay, sapiens, let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Sure.
people.
Oh, by the way, you'll also notice I didn't put a title on this episode. That'll come once I find some interesting thing that people have said or latched onto. I'll make the title that. I also haven't revealed any sort of set name because I want that to be a surprise too.
It's gonna drop that on us later.
Mm-hmm.
So, as soon as we dangle some appropriate clickbait in front of you,
Yeah.
I'm the one that. Yeah, the GM is the one that dangles the clickbait.
right? Oh, I think it's kind of mutual. Seriously, when this guy jumps on something that you've some random comment that you make. Hello?
Yes,
I'm not seeing people here.
we can hear you and see
We're
you.
here. Although David looks like
Can hear
he
you.
froze up again.
Oh,
Oh,
there you are.
uh-oh.
There you are.
Good.
All right, so quick, while everything's frozen, let's go look at all the different little NPCs and what they're doing. He said some very unkind things about Comcast. I would say that's a very noble profession and not compare Comcast to them.
Uh-huh. Well, what was that line? Calling him a psychotic lowlife is an insult to the psychotic lowlife community.
You know, I just don't feel like we should. I just don't feel like we should like disparage sex workers like that.
That's kind of what I was getting at.
Uh-huh. And we've lost our GM again. And we're live, too.
Oh crap,
No.
At least for a few more minutes.
David!
Let's see.
Oh, boy.
What else could we compare Comcast to?
A summer's day.
That's right. I do hate summer.
Well, it depends on where you live,
Really?
doesn't it?
Don't compare it to a witch's tit because that's not fair to witches or tits.
They're all very wonderful.
Remember, we're live.
Yes.
And
All of them were reason to
all of like as far as I'm concerned, like all of like the cable and internet companies are all the same general evil.
Well, it wasn't the reference to internet companies that I was.
What, the tit? We've said so much worse live before.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Most everybody's got nipples.
Well, it'd be just our luck to have some,
Some people have 3.
yeah, so to have entirely the wrong person listening in just when their mother walks through.
Who are these people? Why are you watching them?
Seriously. We have never claimed to be PG. Ever.
There you go.
Not once.
Firmly in PG-13 territory.
Yep.
David, the clock is ticking.
Okay.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Now I remember
Now,
that
let
I
me
wanted
see.
to write something on the backstory in the community, and I didn't. Ow.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'll have to
Well,
do that later.
actually, that would be a good beginning to an RPG game, whatever. You all meet in a tavern because you agreed to meet there years ago.
Oh, that makes it sound like one
Yes.
of those. What do you call the thing where there's a bunch of people and they agree like the last one who survives gets like the treasure?
A tontine, it's called.
I didn't remember that was the name for that. That sounds familiar-ish. Something like that, except
There was one that figured into an episode of MASH once.
Mm-hmm.
Colonel Potter and his friends during World War I, they had encountered they'd holed up in a wine cellar somewhere, and there was one bottle left by the time the bombardment was over, and they put it in a safety deposit box and said whoever the last one would drink would drink a toast to the rest, and it turned out to be Colonel Potter. So that's where I got the word from.
that is correct. That is the thing. That's
And
right. There was a Simpsons episode that did that.
so I'm sure that this is eventually going to be edited down and all of this will be cut out.
Yeah, think again.
Generally
But
not.
no, eventually.
I mean, he'll
No.
stitch episodes together. I don't know if he's ever cut anything.
Ah, yes. So this is
So we all gather in a tavern to have a swear-off contest,
yes.
Awesome.
coming up with the most insane insults for each other.
Right.
He's typing things.
By the way,